This guy also with the mask on, I think that just works really, really well. But yeah, something like that. If I ever did a curly hair system, personally, it's something, that kind of style is what I would personally go for. Yes, guys, your host Adam here. Today we're going to be talking about curly hair systems and why on earth more people don't get these. Do people not know about it? Do people just not like the style? Is it too expensive? We're going to be looking at this in detail and getting to the bottom of it. And I'm going to show you some hair systems that you might find interesting and ones that you might find suit you. So let's dive into this. So before I dive into today's content, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing my content, it helps the channel grow. It means I can make better, more regular content for you guys, and it'll help other hair loss sufferers find this channel. I didn't know that curly hair systems could be bought straight from the manufacturer. And tell you what, guys, they can. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just because I don't really see them advertised many places, but I haven't really taken much notice of them. But I spent this morning sort of having a scroll through, and they look pretty cool. Like, you know what? Like one day I might even consider getting one, because if I grow my hair long, right? If I had hair on the top of my head and it grew long, it's curly. It's naturally curly. It kind of begins wavy. My hair's weird actually. It kind of begins wavy, and then it gets really curly in certain bits. So like around the sides, when I was younger and I thought I was cool and all my mates were growing their hair long, as much as I struggled with trichotillomania at the time, I didn't let that get in the way. I was like, I am a slave to fashion and I'm going to grow this hair out. I don't care if there's a little bit of bald patches and that kind of thing. I'm going to grow it out. And I did, and it got really curly around the sides. So it wouldn't be a massive stretch from what I've experienced before. And I just think that kind of curly hair is quite in now, and it can really have quite a transformational effect on your appearance. I always just sort of associate sort of, you know, curly hair with sort of quite a youthful appearance. So I'm going to be taking you over to my computer screen, and I'm going to be showing you what I mean by curly hair systems and what I think is cool about them. So let's go over to my screen. So this first one is a guy getting a system fitted, and as you can see, it looks quite thick. But you know, once you put a bit of water in it and stuff like that, it sort of thins out. They can thin it out with shears as well. But he looks a lot younger, which is super cool, and it just suits him. This one, I think, is from A2Pay. So again, that sort of dark colour. Quite a sort of dark skin complexion as well, but it just seems to work really well. And you can see on the sides it's kind of shaved, really short, and it just works. He could have straight hair, but you know, I actually just think he looks better with curly hair on top, personally. And then this last one, again, another very short one, but you can see the body in this particular system, but it just works really well. It works really well with the skin fade on the side as well, so you can see it's really cut short there. No curliness on the side, and it just looks good. You know, you don't have to be dark-haired for these curly hair systems to work for you. I haven't actually found any Caucasian people getting these systems fitted. If someone can find one for me, put it in the comments box below. But I don't see why they wouldn't work with Caucasian people. It just looks really, really good. It looks on trend. It looks smart. It looks neat. Takes years off people. I really like the look of it, to be perfectly honest. So I'm on LaVividHair.com's website. They sponsor my videos. If you would like a 15% discount code, please go on the website and use Adam15, 15% off. You know the score. Save yourself some money on a hair system. So on their website, you can kind of see that if you go onto the hair system bit, there's curly hair systems. Now, LaVivid aren't the only company that sell these, but we're going to be using their website as a frame of reference so you can see what is available in terms of curly systems. Now, Personally, if you were going to go the curly hair system route, which I think is a really cool route to go personally, probably best to do custom, and I'll tell you why. Because if you go the custom route with a curly hair system, you can really tailor the curls to your exact specification or how you want it to look. Same with afro hair as well. So for any of my African American friends who wear afro systems, they also offer that, and you can get that custom done as well. To get to that, you scroll to the bottom of the curly hair systems for men tab, and you just select customize now. Anyone who's seen my content before, you will know that especially for beginners, it's a really good idea to start with a custom hair system, because you can really tailor it to your exact needs to make sure that it's not one that's too hard to maintain and not one that's too easy to tear or, anything like that. And you can kind of pick your density and do it that way. So let's go for this particular base. This is a French lace with skin around the back and the sides. I kind of call it the poly horseshoe because it goes around the sides. But you can, the curly system can work with any base basically. So let's just use this one as an example. And then you do the usual thing with a custom system. You select base size, you select color and that kind of thing. And I have gone through this. You might want to check my playlists. I think in the tutorials playlist, I actually do a video where I go through how to order a custom system. So you might want to check that. I'll see if I can get it up on the screen as well. So you've got hair types. So yeah, you can select whatever hair type you want. Now, if you want a curly system, and by the way, you don't have to have curly hair to get a curly hair system. I'll show you a picture actually of a dude who really rocks the curly hair system, but he's sort of shaved his head on the sides. So it just works. I'll show you that in a bit. But you want to go on to select wave curl, and then what you can do is you can select how dense you want the curls. Do you want them tight? Do you want them medium? You can have them wavy, even you can have like a wavy sort of appearance, which I think is also pretty cool. But there's something about the curls which really appeals to me. I want to show you a picture of a gentleman who really rocks this look. So going back onto the curly hair system page, this guy here, right? So you can see he's shaved it at the sides. He may not have even used a barber. He might have just done this himself. I think it looks awesome. And you can see that the hair system is on top. I'd probably say that's probably like medium curl, but it really works, and it sort of seems to suit his face shape as well. He has quite a sort of thin profile in terms of like how long his face is, and the curls on top really work. I'm not so sure it'd work on the sides, but the actual overall appearance of the hair system and how it's blended with his natural hair, this guy also with the mask on, I think that just works really, really well. But yeah, something like that. If I ever did a curly hair system, personally, it's something, that kind of style is what I would personally go for. Now, let's go to the stock option. Now, the stock option, granted, is quite limited. I think that's probably because not many people get curly hair systems. And the reason for that might be because they're not that well advertised. I mean, as I said, I am in this, I am an influencer within this industry, yet I rarely see sort of curly hair systems advertised and that kind of thing. But maybe not enough people know about it, and that's why I'm making this video. I want to raise awareness of this kind of stuff. So this is a stock one, so obviously you can't really choose how tight the curls are. It just comes as it is. I mean, I still think it looks pretty cool, to be honest. If it were me, though, I'd probably go the custom route with it, because I want to be a bit more specific about what I want it to look like. But you can get up to 7 different colours. It doesn't look like there's a grey option. So definitely the stock option wouldn't be suitable if you have grey hairs. However, if you fall into the category of one of these colours, and colour codes correspond to a colour, so for instance, 1 is jet black, 7, that's my colour, that's lightest brown. And quite often with other systems, or other bases, you can get a percentage of ash or a percentage of grey, even with the stock systems. And you can have the base cut as well to your specific size. But I think stock would be a good option for you if you're not too bothered about how tight the curls are or exactly how they look. And it's within line of, your normal hair system cost if you've got a French lace or a poly or something like that. Let's have a quick look at the actual base of this because I'm genuinely intrigued. And it's called an Adam. I remember seeing this and I was like, it's called an Adam Men Curly Hair Toupee. I love how LaVivid have like these names for each of their products. So it's a full skin base. Let's see how thick it is. Get 3 to 4 months out of it. 0.10. Okay, so that's a fairly thick base. So it's robust, but it could be quite heavy because it's 130%. That's pretty dense. Obviously, you could get that cut down. You could get that thinned out by a stylist. But it might be more suitable to go for the custom option if you did want to take this route. And I'm just going to check if you can decide what density you want with it. I'm pretty sure you could. Let's have a look. So we'll go back to the same base. Obviously, you can select grey hairs if you have a percentage, which will be me one day. It'll be all of us probably. Density. Okay. So you can pick the density. So if you're kind of my age, so I'm 35 years young, don't say old, young, I would go for the medium light, 90%. That's I usually sort of veer between 90%. So if I've got a Swiss lace, I'll go 90%. If I'm going French lace or if I'm going poly, I would never go above 105%. So medium light is just about right for you if you're in your 30s. Also, remember, it's really important, curly hair can look thicker. On appearance, it can look thicker to the eye, to the naked eye. So you might want to go a little bit lower than you expect. That's why I think maybe with the stock one, it might be a bit thick. Unless you're like 20 or something, it may be a bit thick. So the custom, I think, is probably more suitable for you. So guys, let me know your thoughts on this. Curly hair systems. Have you tried a curly hair system? Would you consider trying a curly hair system? Remember what I said earlier in the video. You don't need curly natural hair to rock a curly hair system. If you shave it quite short at the sides, it can actually look like a really, really cool, trendy hairstyle. It's definitely I'd consider at some point in the future. Remember as well that my discount code can get you 15% off a curly hair stock system. So if that's something you're considering, don't forget to avail of that discount. And lastly, guys, I just wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas. I hope that Santa brings you everything you were possibly hoping for. Me personally, I'm going to be stuffing my face with alcohol and food over probably the next week. And I hope that you guys have a really restful break. I'll speak to you very soon. Bye for now.